Hello, this is Zeke777, and welcome to episode 20 of Arcane Revolution. We're finally going to do it. Today, we're finally going to set up some proper automation and actual automation control. And to that end, I'm in the middle of nowhere, well, a little ways away from my base here, and we're going to make a mess. So, between episodes, I've done quite a few things, one of which is I have this nice little ender bag. I titled it Send Home, and it is just send it through and it'll go back to base. So that is just hooked up to my existing system. Kind of like my current input chest, it's just going to take it and put it into a storage drawer if there's one available. Now, the next thing I need, and I'm actually going to have to steal a different piece of wood for this, we need a crafting table. And the reason for that is we need, we're going to just patch up that tree, no one's ever going to notice. We are going to make a whole bunch of doors. Yes, doors. And we're just going to go like this. These stack, yeah, good. So the reason for this is we need a whole bunch of blaze rods. And my Thaumcraft area is kind of getting a little dangerous with the taint level over there, or I guess flux level. So we're going to do it over here, because I need to make a mess, actually, because in order to advance in Thaumcraft for flux here, you need to let the flux build. And for some reason I didn't get this last time where I made a big flux area, so whatever. And really, pretty much wherever, I'm just going to place down our smeltery. I just grab that from back at base, grab our alembic on top, and because I am impatient, we're going to put a bunch of these around it. Now, here's a question. Am I able to reach... Okay, so I can reach that because this is only a partial block. Good. So I can reach it from the top. Good. Grab our Essentia buffers. You know what? We're going to break one of you. And you, and you. So this will just let me have a small little setup here. And I should have actually had more of those. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good enough. And a couple pipes on here as well. You and you. You and you. And let's get out our gauntlet, which is right here. I don't need an egg. You can go up there. Yeah. So let's set this up properly. So disconnect that, and set you to be red. So that means it's not going to have any suction going out the side here, so it'll be able to go into this one. And that's pretty much it. Now what I'll do, these things actually have, they have only 3 items, so that's actually not even needed. So we'll go like this just for now, because I want it to properly fill. I don't want it to like start filling this and start filling another. I want it to actually have it, set up properly. I still need, what did I break? I just broke bellows. Okay. So, with that, let's throw a whole bunch of doors in here and a little bit of wood. And we'll be back once we've gotten, well, pretty much all the wood I have on me smelted up. And while it's smelting up, I can tell a couple other things I did. I made myself a Terra Truncator. It's a pretty simple recipe, actually, considering I've got enough resources for it now. Terra Steel is just Terra Steel, bunch of glowstone, and some sticks. That's it. So, kind of expensive when you're beginning, because this is 4 ender pearls, 4 diamonds, and 4 pieces of mana steel, but I've got a lot of that automated. So that lets me get a whole bunch of wood real quick. I don't have my, the industrial whatever thing over there. I don't have it growing anything at the moment, because I don't have any villagers for it. So, you need the next tube now. So let me throw some stuff back to base. So yeah, the Terra Truncator, that's one thing that I've made. I don't need you or you or you. Okay. The other thing is I've got a bit more back at base, actually. I've been doing a bit of work just kind of building things, which I think is turning out quite nicely. So I realized I didn't actually say which thing I needed here. I need the vinculum because that is used to make blaze powder into blaze rods. So that is something that, you get a whole lot of blaze rods out of it, but you do need 4 blaze rods for each ender chest. And yeah, 4 blaze rods per, and I need a bunch of these things. I'll need basically 4 for every setup. I'll have an input and an output at each setup, so like the clay over there will have 1. You are full, awesome. And you have vinculum, you both have vinculum. Okay, let's place you here then. We'll swap that around. Okay. Should be good. Wait, not you. This one. Yeah, so basically, like I said, it's going to need to have, I think, 4 ender chests in and out at each automation and in and out back at base. Now, some of those I can reuse. For instance, most of my return chests are probably going to be the white, because, well, that's going back to base anyway, so might as well use it. Apparently I don't have caches in the system. Don't really care. I also have a chest. Well, I have it accessible back at base, so it's easy to just pull things out if there's a mess. Machina. Oh. Yeah, okay, you're here. Thought it was weird that it's piling up there. But, like I said, it's going to be quite a bit of just waiting for this. I'm planning on getting a whole bunch of this, just, I need a lot of it. Machina I need for golems. I don't have a whole lot of golems built at the moment, but I'd imagine I'll probably use quite a bit of them throughout the base. Well, I gotta say, I'm almost a little disappointed in that I don't have flux yet. I think I've got 3 or 4 jars of each thing at this point. Yeah, I've got 3 of everything. And there's still no flux rift, which is, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, but the whole reason that wasn't supposed to be Vinculum. You're supposed to be Herba. Oh well. Meh, whatever. It'll straighten itself out. Let's put more fuel in here. Still working down the stack of wood that I had, but we are getting, like I said, we've got a bunch of jars of this stuff now, so we should be able to start doing some actual work. Well, no flux rift, but whatever. I guess we'll come back and do that a little bit more later. Let's try flying, please. But for now, let's go over here and start crafting up a bunch of blaze rods. And I believe that the recipe is pretty much just, inventory's too full for this. I think the recipe is pretty much just vinculum. I'm not sure if there's anything else in that. Let's see, I've got a jar here, so let's just kind of plop you down here. And let's grab our blaze powder. So in here, turn you off. And recipe is, yep, just vinculum. Awesome. So that is going to go and produce a whole bunch of them. And yeah, we actually will be able to do some building today. Alright, so we've got still plenty of vinculum to spare here, and we've got 4 stacks of blaze rods, which I think is probably good enough for now, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get down here to base. So as far as base renovations, let's see, I have started work on the blood magic church here. Currently it's poorly lit, poorly everything, but I've got kind of basic layout of a church. Hey, Mr. Zombie, come here. Come here. Yep. Come on. Come on. Oh, you died. Yep. So I've got plans of church. I've got the kind of pews here. I've got some candles. I've got the main altar up here. And I also finally rebuilt my nether portal. And I want it to be comically oversized, which I think I did well with. A cool thing is it is within the range of the ritual down here that kills things. So if I pop through there, basically, I'll collect a whole bunch of gold because the zombie pigmen keep spawning and getting killed, and then their gold goes into the nether. And basically, it just holds it there until I get there to load it. So let's throw you in here, don't need the blaze powder, and let's make ourselves a whole bunch of ender chests. And of course, the recipe is real simple, just ender chest, and what am I missing? I'm missing obsidian. So that is up here. Let's grab a stack for now. And run back downstairs. One thing about the whole setup I have here with the golem and all that is I almost wonder if it's still faster, at least for some items, to just go up and grab them. For instance, things I know like stone, cobblestone, obsidian, those things, a lot of my mob drops are fairly quick to get to. It's almost faster for me to run up the stairs, grab the thing, and come back down to the crafting table than it is to actually type it in or wait for Mr. Golem here. Because it's still going to be kind of typing it in the interface. But whatever, we'll just see how it works for now. I still like the idea of having the option of looking at everything, especially because it's basically a kind of overview. So where did my golem bell? So it's kind of nice to just be able to look in here and see what I've got. So apparently I only have 10 blaze rods in there, 9 blocks of gold. It's just a quick overview, which I think is still pretty useful. Well, apparently laggy. Little laggy there, but whatever. And now that we've got our ender chests, let's head downstairs to see the next main renovation. I did a lot of work down here. I took out the chest that had been sitting roughly here-ish. Things I couldn't find a spot for are just over here, kind of a junk chest at this point. Still not quite happy. I need to move, for instance, this guy, he'll probably get almost his own building for that. Ancient Warfare, that's its own stuff. Seed Analyzer from Magneticraft. This is just sitting here because I was growing Netherwort right there. But other than that, I think this is kind of what I'm going with. I was playing around with the different floor types, so I'm trying to figure out if I like this with the dark, kind of more industrial solid stone type floor, or if I like this where it's wooden. The wooden is definitely more cozy, but this is kind of a heavy industry, like loading, unloading. This is, I mean, it's a storehouse. I've got the loading docks outside there, so I don't know, I need to play around with it. Next thing I need to figure out is how I'm actually going to organize this. So I've got these nice little alcoves, and I can do things like just place down a bunch of ender chests there and use it for, like, say, this guy here will be for handling my clay, for instance. Or maybe I can even combine things where it's, for instance, clay as well as smooth stone creation, so smelting or something like that. I can combine things because really I can do my own sort of filtering at the destination, so I won't necessarily need a full ender chest line to be dedicated just for one automation, especially if it's something like clay where it's just sand equals clay. And before I get too far ahead of myself, there's a couple things that I could play with here. Now my I guess baseline idea of what my plan was is ender chest here with probably blood node here. Actually, I probably need one. Just set it to be set to be filled forever. Or the more fun, more laggy, but more interesting option, golems. This guy here, I wish I could, actually, I can color code him so that his job is only pick up what I ask for. So he just stays here until I ask for something. Why is there a skeleton out there? What are you doing out there, mister? Anyway, I can either color code him so he just stays here, and then, honestly, I can put another controller slave down here, kind of, I guess just here on the floor, and a bunch of golems down here, just constantly keeping things filled. I think I have, let's see, what all do I have for golem seals? Control seal store. You can specify a specific number of items with the whitelist. So that, and you are just a Versio, which is basically arrows. Ooh, that could be fun. But I wonder how laggy it'd be if I have a bunch of guys down here. Now, in theory, once everything is stocked up, for instance, if I have plenty of clay, there's not going to be a golem running back and forth filling this thing with sand all the time. Decisions. I'm gonna try that out. Well, okay, let's see. If I look at the control seal store, which I think I might have one already. Empty. And empty. No. Do I have materials to make one? I just want to see what sort of golem aspects I need on it, whether it has to be smart or deft or whatever, so that I can figure out how expensive my golems themselves are going to be. Let's go grab some arrows. Alrighty, so 4 arrows, 2 blank seals gets us not what I wanted. Interesting. Perhaps I need to right click. That's making it worse. Okay, let's get a whole bunch of quartz and fix that mess before it gets even worse. Thank you. That wasn't supposed to happen. That was supposed to start crafting things, so... Anyone else? You're all good? Alright. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Let's take a look in the tome here. You should have been control seal store. You are blank seal plus Versio equals control seal store. That did not work. I might have some Versio up top because I can use it in the thaumatorium. So let's run up here. That's not flying. There we go. Let's see if we've got any. If not, I've got arrows on me, so that's okay. Where are you? We have a grand total of 3. That is not enough. So let's smelt up a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be enough. And let's grab a piece of wood, which I think I've got a couple over here. One should be fine. That was kind of annoying. Like I said, I'm not sure why that didn't work. That should have. You've got at least 10. Okay. So let's cancel you and say I want a control seal store. So I guess we can do it this way. I don't like doing just basic alchemy like this. I mean, these guys, there's a lot of leftover stuff for the blaze rods, but I mean, this is cheap. I mean, it's straight up arrows, no leftover things, but I end up losing stuff because this isn't 100% efficient. So I would have rather been able to use just regular crucible. Now, let's, you know what? I don't have these guys hooked up nicely to the send home. So one problem is I don't really have a nice setup for how I want these guys stored. Where's a snake? There's a spider somewhere around here. Oh well. I've got some in here, I've got some in here. They're kind of just all over the place. There's not a real nice way of storing these. Even in base Thaumcraft, I don't know if you're just intended to just stuff a bunch of chests with them, or how that's supposed to work. So, yeah, it's just kind of annoying. Control seal store. If I think I can have this placed in world, can't I? Let's see, placed against a non-container block, the golem will simply drop items at that location. So let's figure out what you need. So if I place you there, take a, not a gauntlet, but the Golemancer's Bell. You need requirements forbidden clumsy. So pretty much anything will work. Yep. What are you doing? Get back over there. Thank you. So what is the cheapest golem I can make? Clockwork head is the cheapest head I can get. Basic arms, basic legs. Main thing is I need clockwork mines for everything here. Are you cheaper? You're more expensive because you take arcane mechanism as well. In fact, I think all of them do except for ironwood. So clockwork mines are fairly easy to make, I think. Clock. It is arcane mechanism, which is brass and iron, and then you are more brass. So it needs 4 brass, comparator, which whatever, and a couple iron. Now the annoying thing is brass you have to use alchemy to make. As far as I know, they're copper and zinc gets me interesting. So we might automate it that way, because I'd rather spend copper and zinc than have to go through the actual crafting process on this thing. Again, alchemy is just tedious and annoying. Instrumentum, so it's easy. I'll think about this. So one thing I am going to do either way is this guy right here, this provider seal. I'm going to set it for black. And I don't know if that's going to... Actually, what I should probably do is set the ones down below to be colored. That way he won't go for it if he's uncolored. Let's grab an ink. And I think I just right-click him with this. Yes, you are now black. So you are allowed to get from here. No one else is allowed to get from there. Now, that doesn't actually do me any good, because ideally I'd like to color code my Golemancer's Bell to specify who can retrieve things for me. But I guess this will work. We'll see how that goes. I can easily color code my guys down here. So loading and unloading will have different color uniforms. And that might actually work. So if I color code those, then he's not going to be inclined to leave. He'll just stay here. So I think that's the plan. So let's go ahead and make 2 of these guys for now. So arcane mechanisms, just 2 of these. And clockwork mines, I've got my plates. Do I have my glass on me? I think that's everything. Oh, comparators. And I should have a few comparators in my redstone bag. 2. That's all I've got. Okay, well, whatever, I'll make more. So, should click more, and 2 of these guys. Next up, I need, I think it's 6 ironwood. Now, ironwood is from rustic. Yeah, it's rustic. 3, 4, 5, 6. That was ironwood, right? Yes. So that is pretty easy to make. It's just plant the tree, get the thing. Machina is super simple to make, and I think that's all I need. I'm fine with just basic legs, basic arms, clockwork head, because these guys are kind of be operating in just like a steady state. In theory, a smart golem would be kind of a good thing. Oh, I should have... Oh, it needs biothomic. Biothomic, there we go. This one is a bit more expensive, complex arcane mechanisms, which are more arcane mechanisms, which is more brass, and it needs some thaumium. A whole lot more alchemy than I want to do for this. So, let's go ahead and just place these guys down below here. Now, I will need another... I'll need more framed trims. There you are. I'll need more framed trims, which I think I've got. And I'm just going to place it on top of this. Now, this dropper is another story, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But for now, let's go over here. We've got our control seal store. We're going to place you on here. Regular click. Yes. Yeah, okay, regular click. And you, we are going to set for white golems. Yeah, bone meal. We've got plenty of bone meal. And filter. What do we need? Let's say this is sand. So that's going to be going to our clay factory. We haven't set up the other side yet. But for clay, let's go with brass. You can go in there. Quartz can go away. Can go away. You can go away. Tinctura, you can go away. Ice. Okay. So let's go with 2 yellow. Yeah, 2 yellow and white. So I think that will work. Let's grab 2 more of these. Just we have one for over at the clay factory. So this will be yellow because it's sand, and sand is yellow. And let's also grab a bit of sand while we're at it. Sand. Okay, 1 sand. And let's try this out. So we're going to say you are yellow, yellow, white. And that is you need sand. So let's take our Golemancer's Bell. Golemancer's Bell. Right there. Thank you. Alright. Filter. This is whitelist. Now, interesting. This is going to be a little more annoying. We want... We want 64. We'll say keep a stack. 65. You know what? 105. Why not? We're going to say keep that much sand in here. So, in theory, if I take a golem... Where did... I made 2 golems, didn't I? Right? Is there another golem just standing around somewhere? Did I throw you back to Thaumcraft? Maybe. Did I not grab you out of here to begin with? Okay. Got my 2 golems. Never mind. Let's run downstairs and let's just plop you here. Now you should say, I don't have a job to do. And you're right. So we need some bone meal, which I think I've got a bit in here. And you are now authorized, hereby deputize you, to load up this ender chest. Go. Yep. Kind of what I figured. He is not authorized to go to the drawer controller there, so he's not going to be running upstairs, which is actually what I want. We need to build another drawer controller down here. And of course the 2 comparators that I just used need to go here. So let's go make a bunch more comparators. I might have some up here. I did add this to my drawer collection here, comparator 0. Okay, so we need, let's see, quartz and redstone and stone. Should be good. So let's go down here, and I should have grabbed some gold when I was up there. Oh, redstone torches. It's annoying. Okay, so like I said, we've got all our items here. Let's make ourselves a controller slave. Now we're also going to keep. I made 2 different types of frame trim. One which matches what I've got around here anyway, as the these are wisdom wood, but the one right next to it is frame trim. It actually hides the thing because again everything has to be connected. Actually, that's interesting. It doesn't line up. Didn't notice that before. Huh. Weird. So that's a thing. Otherwise, if we go right here, this guy here is a frame trim. That one is regular planks. So if we instead do something like break that, which I think didn't technically have to be there anyway, let's use these frame trim, which are logs. There we go. Now, this guy is still hooked up to the Corporea, so that's fine. Actually don't want that there. I want my controller. Okay. That works. Cool. So, controller slave here, you need to have a provide seal, which I may have a couple. Let's grab it from Thaumcraft land. Are you here? Control seal provide, yes. So, over here, if we tell this guy that he is now allowed to take from here, again, regular right click. Now, this being uncolored, he should be able to grab from it. Mr. Golem, you have a job to do. Priority, set for white. Requirements, you're not clumsy, and you are ignoring redstone, so why are you not doing anything? Go. Okay, Mr. Golem, so what's up? Let's take our Golem-Answer's bell. You say to store there. You're allowed to take from there, so what gives? Let's try setting this thing to... you should be allowed to do whatever I want. Use metadata, use from same mod, leave it at least one item. This... I don't think there's any setting I need to worry about for redstone signal off. There shouldn't be any setting allowing it to take from provide. Provide should just work. So let me do a little bit of reading here and see what's wrong. So I think what the issue might be is that this seal does not have a toggle on here for requesting provisioning. So for instance, if I go up here, actually none of this stuff will. If I go over to another small little setup I did off camera, I can show you what I mean. So let's actually fly, thank you. So up here, I put together this little golem here is set to always keep this one and this one with an aquamarine in it. And that's just turning it into starlight, and that's going down below. So if I take a look at this seal, if I look at the options, there is request provisioning from whitelist. Now, I believe, because it's not, well, oh, because he's pulling, this is set to your job. Your main job is to take from this. Your secondary job is to use whatever you're holding on here. Yeah, I'm not even specifying what to use. So, I think, though, that the use provisioning, I think that is the issue that I'm running into. Since I'm not able to request provisioning, it's not able to actually pull from the stuff, which is a little annoying. I would have thought that the store seal would have automatically worked with the provide seal, but apparently not. Unrelated, this guy here, it has been working quite well, and we are filling up a fluid tank down below here. Let's grab a bucket so we can watch. We are currently at about 200 millibuckets of starlight. So that's just a small little off camera. It's not quite where I want it or how I want it, namely, if you look here, this one, he's supposed to be using this one too, but he doesn't unless he's physically over there. Walk that way. There you go. Yeah. Kind of annoying. He just keeps trying on there. It's not like, oh, it already has one, so don't bother anymore. It's kind of works, kind of doesn't. Not quite happy with it. Whatever. So, all that to be said, this isn't working down here with the golem, so we're probably going to have to go with the blood magic anyway. I was really hoping to have just a bunch of workers down here moving stuff. I suppose I could get away with using Ancient Warfare, because I think those are kind of similar. Just say, hey, grab from here, bring it over here. That should work. There's a bunch of couriers, so that is an idea as well. I kind of like the idea of the golems, but whatever, I think the other things are cheaper anyway. So, since that didn't work, golems, I like the idea of you. You're not doing what I want you to do though, so meh. Anyway, next thing I want to do was we're going to address down here. As you remember, there is this dropper right here that I had placed that I said we'd get back to. Now we're back to it. This dropper is going down to another dropper. And what this is it is the start of my Corporea line. So, everything in town needs to be hooked up. And basically, let's get onto the roof here so we can get a nice little overview. My plan is everything that has any sort of automation needs to be hooked up to Corporea in some fashion so that I can actually control it on and off. Yeah, there's bridges, there's everything here. That's not going to work to just hide things underneath the bridge. I guess I could do it just like directly underneath the bridge, but I don't really like the idea of that. Instead, my plan is to build a sewer system. Now, we're going to get started on it today. We're not going to finish the decoration and all that, but the concept is instead of having everything above ground, I'm going to have everything below ground, and I actually want it to look nice. Instead of it just being a stone hallway, I'm going to decorate it like a sewer system. Every like medieval game, there's always like, you know, you go down to the sewers, you kill rats. That's stage 1. Level 1, go kill rats in the sewer. So we're going to go down, and we have to go down a couple levels there because we've got this river. And the river is going to be a little annoying. I'm hoping that I won't run into it too much. But basically, we got our droppers. We're going to go dig a big hole. Okay, so for now we've got a little bit of a hallway started here, and let's come out here and figure out where this is going to go. So it was Z171. Let's head upstairs. And one thing that I do want to relocate, by the way, is this hole, which goes down to my mine shaft, which is kind of not being used at the moment. That I want to move. I'm not really sure where, though. So Z174, 3, 2, 1. So along here. So if I can just follow over here, I can at least put a hole down so that I'm able to reach it. I should have looked at the Y level, actually. So 171 is here. Okay. So for now, let's just dig a hole straight down. I'm not really sure how far I want to go. Probably should have looked at that. But let's see if this works. Let's go find out how deep it is. Alrighty, Y56. So that should work just fine. And the plan is we're just going to dig until we find it. And that will give us where we're going to turn to be able to access underneath the shopping district. So let's break this, break you, light it up, and let's see how far this is. I don't think it's actually that far. Nope, actually, I want you here. Need to stand against this. Okay. So we should be getting close. Let's patch up our floor. Light it up. I've got lights all the way here. Yes. There's one thing is I do want it to be well lit. It at the end may not be. I'll put the lighting stuff so that there isn't. There we go. And that's actually not too far. So now that we have at least this much of a hole dug, we can start laying our droppers and corporea. And as luck would have it, as I was digging there, I was just placing the light at the end of where I could reach, which happens to be 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now another thing that's 8 blocks is how far Corporea can reach. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reaches to here. So I just need kind of a midpoint in here, and then I can actually no, I don't even need to do that. I can just leave the lighting where it is and get my droppers. So let's throw all the stuff back into storage. It's very nice having this. I've been wanting to have it for a while. One thing is I don't have my ores properly sorting, so they're just going to go to whatever mod they have. It's a little annoying, but whatever, that works. So I think I left my droppers. Did I put that in my redstone bag? I think I have some droppers in here, but the rest of my corporea is in Britannia. So let's go ahead and grab that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's grab our dropper. We've got our corporea next to it, so there we go. And we're just going to keep doing this, which is nice because I know it's just right here, since that's every 8 blocks, so that works really nicely. And you. And then I'm just going to keep digging and placing these guys. So we did manage to hit the river here, which is a little annoying, but I think it's easy enough to fix. We can just patch that like that and throw some gravel on top, and it should look pretty normal, at least from the surface here. It's a little bit shallower, but it's probably fine. You need gravel as well, or sand. Probably gravel. I guess dirt would work as well. There. Looks natural. You won't even know that there's a sewer underneath. So let's continue building. And good news, apparently water does not wash away these little blood lamps, which is amazing because that would have been annoying. Let's keep continuing here. We're almost done with this hallway. It's a little annoying because it kept breaking into the roof here. You can see it's actually dripping through. We'll deal with that. The plan, like I said, is to make this look like sewers when we're done, which is not going to be today. But I'm going to have to figure out how I want to design it, whether I want this to be, I guess, the top of the sewers, the bottom of the sewers. The sewer's only going to be this wide. I want it to be fairly big, with like water running down the middle or something. But yeah, I need to figure out, because I can't go too high. That's the problem. If I go too high, then it just goes into the water, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of why I dug down here anyway. Now, if we go ahead and grab our Wand of the Forest, we can take a look and see if this is actually connected. Yes, this is connected here, and that had the beam went up to the top, so everything's all connected. So far, so good. Let's go here and pop out. And let's see, we're going to need to go, well, we need to go at least this far. So let's dig, I think right here was actually where the 8 happened to be, so that's where that is where our dropper is going to be. So let's get down to, fix that, thank you. Ghost blocks. We were down at y equals 54, if I recall. 57, 54? Don't really remember. Let's figure that out, actually. And like I said, it's going to be kind of a long, tedious process to get all this dug out where I want it. I mean, it's going to go throughout everything. So it's going to go over in the residential district. It needs to get over to the farming as well to turn those things off. So it's going to be a large project. 56. That's the number, 56. Dug too far. But for now, we can at least hook up these guys, which is really, I guess, just this one. So y equals 54. 56. 56. Why do I keep saying 54? And let's just break. No, we're gonna break from the other side that we can line it up for our lighting. And the last block right there is number 8. So that gets us this line here. Now to expand it into a 3x3, which shouldn't be too difficult. And found a hole. There we go. And last but not least, our droppers and Corporea sparks. So I think it lined up just like this. I guess we could take a wand here and double check. Yeah, so that's all linking still. Awesome. You can go here, Corporea spark. You can go here, Corporea spark. And last couple right here. You, and last here. Okay. So this gets us over to roughly where our clay area is, and we're going to have to figure out how we want to actually link in. Alright, well, to start, I went ahead and I went into the basement of the clay factory here, and just dug a hole in the corner. Just dug straight down to 56, and stuck a dropper right there, dug through. So this is close enough to connect, and I dug up there to that dropper, and that should be 8, and that should connect as well. So let's go ahead and break out here. Let's stick our Corporea spark on and double check. You should be matching, or should be linked. You may not be though. Okay, so let's put it down one then. Break you. Place you back on, and now let's try. Okay, there we go. So that is now linked up. So I do need to go, I guess. Oh, I think I counted from there, whatever. So one, actually let's figure out. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th needs to be the dropper. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is that one. Is our dropper. And spark on you. And let's go upstairs and check that out. That I believe is here. There you go. Okay. So you are right here. That should work. Let's double check. You are still linked. Awesome. And throw our cobblestone back on. Okay. So let's see where this goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there, 6 is there, 7 is there. So let's take our dropper and place it right there. And that should reach, hopefully. Take our spark. Still linked. Awesome. From there, we can just kind of place it wherever. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do something like here, it's probably a whole lot closer than it needs to be. Place you there. Let's check our spark. If we can reach it. I don't. You know, let's actually move it over 1 to here so that I don't have a spark glitching through the ceiling. Still linked? Awesome. Let's put our Midori back. There we go. Now from here, we can actually set up our automation. So let me go get a couple Corporea cubes. Alrighty, so recipe, real simple. Dreamwood, alpha glass, Corporea. Cool. Got 5. That should be enough for now to at least start. Do I have any... This all in my redstone pack? You might be. Yes, I've got bookcases and I have a few books, so that should be enough to set up our clay. Additional things I need 2 ender chests. I need a white, 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 and a yellow, white, white. Or yellow, yellow, white, I should say. So, let's grab... Where'd my yellow? Oh, my yellow's still in this chest because it's not set to filter yet. So, yellows, that's fine. That isn't going to start getting filled yet, which is probably okay. I'm just going to stock it up with a whole bunch at the moment. Ores, ore. Let's toss all that in there. And that should be good. So let's take our ender chest. We need 1 of them to be dyed. There we go. Pretty cute. I should have done this after getting my sand, but what can you do? Now up here we've got 10 stacks of sandstone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay. So that should be good. We'll fill up our chest down here just so it has a starting stock. There we go. And let's grab some clay blocks for this, I think. So since it's automatically going to be compacting, I only need 1. Thank you. So I've got something to target my crystal cube for. The rest of the redstone's already there. And I think we should be good with that. Okay. And the first thing we need to do is replace down here. So right now it's just a regular chest, and now it's not. Let's grab our white, white, white. Wait for that to happen. Place you there. Everything goes in here. Clay goes in, and let's set our item frame properly. Item frame, clay. So any clay that I drop should get picked up and sent home. Cool, that works. Let's toss all this. Let's toss upstairs. Okay, so, and actually that'll be good because then I'll be able to actually watch the numbers change. Let's climb up top here. I do need to figure out how I want this little area right here to look. I might just kind of patch it up and see how it works. Droppers here. We've got our redstone comparator, and that just needs to go to a crystal cube right there. We're going to go with our bookshelf in here. 1 shelf, 1 book. Let's set you for a clay block. Right now it's 0, so let's get our Corporea spark. And we have 55 clay blocks. Cool. So, bookcase. Now I can never remember if it's 1, 2, 3 or if it's 0, 1, 2. So for now, let's do, so let's be, if this is 1, then this is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Do that. That's still outputting, which means that the 55 here is higher than it. So up by 1. No? Are you a stack? Okay. So right here's a stack. 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1, 0. That's what it is. Not sure why there's even bothering with a 0, but wait, no, 0th power is 1. Right, I can math. Both of these are 1? It's weird. Either way, it's currently set for a stack of clay. So that's cool, I guess. Break you, and let's replace you with this. And I think this should be all we need to do. If I place this on top, it's going to start draining sand. I'm probably going to start picking it up. It's going to start draining sand, which is going to fall down below until it reaches 1 stack. So here goes. We want our view on top. So if we look down below here, that should start dropping. And that should start getting turned into things once that... It takes a little bit. Remember, it needs to be a full stack before it actually even starts processing it. It's kind of annoying, but honestly, I'm doing this at such low numbers compared to how much I can hold that it's not really too much of an issue. So this is gonna, it says 55. Let's just throw all of our clay out. And this should start getting picked up, which will probably shut off the thing about as fast as it does. Yeah, so that is now turned off, or rather, the hopper is turned off. You're not draining anymore. That's at 116, and it's going to keep going up. So that works. So this is at 1 stack, this is 2, this is 4 stacks. We can hold, maybe we can hold 32 stacks right now. So let's go up to 1, 2, let's do 4 stacks, I think should be a decent amount. That should, yeah, that'll be 4 stacks, hopefully. We still need to set up, like I said, the other side of that, but this should be working exactly as I want. Let's grab our chest there. That's going to start processing in a little bit again, but that is our first Corporea controlled automation done. I mean, that's done. Ta-da, yay. What else should we control? Now, our smeltery here is definitely going to be something that will have a whole lot of Corporea automation, but we need to actually get down and we need to build a proper basement on there so we can actually set up enough room. There's not enough room as it is. I guess I have a little bit of room here, but I'm just going to leave up here just for the conveyor belts. It's a little messy as is. I'm glad that this works. I'm happy with how it works. I don't like that this is how I have to solve this problem. So that's going to be a thing. But we'll get to that later, I guess. The automation done here, like I said, it's going to need Corporea, but I don't have any of that set up at the moment for what I actually want smelted yet. So I'm not going to do that one at the moment. Next one I can do, though, is I can go over here to our cobblestone factory and turn that on. And again, like I said many times now, I just love watching this thing work. Now for our cobblestone and obsidian factory, right here looks like it's lined up with the middle of that building, which is where the hole goes down to. So pretty much anywhere along this line should be good. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go right here, I guess. So like before, this needs to go down to 56. And my plan is I'm going to have this one just go straight into the storage room from this side instead of connecting to that other hallway. I think it's not going to really make too much of a difference either way. But, should be good. I do want this to be a rather branching area. It's going to be a large area. Oh, found our river here. It's going to be large, I think. But for now, as long as I can get it to connect, I'll be happy. Just light it up and keep digging. There we go. We've got our line over to our little cobblestone area all fixed up as well. So let's go. We're on 1, 2 is where I'm standing. 3. Let's do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's place that block back and place a dropper. Unfortunately, lined up exactly with this, but that'll work. So let's dig a hole here so I have a way to get in and out. So, whoop, there we go. Okay, so 1, 2. Let's just break these as well. Where are we at? Let's stick our Corporea on there, and we want you as well. Dropper. So 1, 2 is where I'm standing. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th is where I want it, I think. And that puts it just underneath here, which I think will work out perfectly. Corporea spark on top. And double check that everything's still connected. Yes, it is. Cool. So that connects over to there. We're all set up. Now everything over here. Where are we at? So let's take a look. This guy here, currently his job is fill up this chest. And when the chest is filled up, the comparator here tells the breaker to turn off. Similarly over here, actually almost identically over here, when this guy is filled up, or when I flip a lever, right? I think we've got a lever turning this off, right? Yeah, we got a lever. Okay. So when this guy's filled up or there's a lever, it does the same thing with comparator output from here. Now instead of that, this is going to be replaced with a regular white ender chest, and the signal going in is going to be our crystal cube. So pretty much just like, instead of a repeater here, I really just need that to be a comparator. Like that. That's it. That's all I need. I think that's all I need. I mean, comparator here, but let's flip that out as well. You need comparator. So place that there. Corporea spark on top. And let's grab obsidian. Set you for obsidian. We have 78, which is turning you off. Cool. Fill that up. Really, we only have 78 in there? Okay. Well, that's it. That's done. Cool. Over here, same story. That is going down a block. So in theory, if I place a comparator here, it won't get washed away. I don't know that that's a risk I really want to take, though. So let me figure out if I want to rebuild this or something. Now, I'm going through here and looking at everything the crusher can do. The reason for that is the original plan of this building was I was going to place the crusher right here. This guy just kind of magically appeared one day because I needed obsidian. I still think I want the crusher in here, though. The main thing is, where did crusher go? What was I even looking for? Crusher. Here. I don't need sand. Sand's going to be automated with astral sorcery. We've got plenty of that. No big deal. Gravel is a thing that I do want to automate, just out of, I mean, I don't currently have use for it, but it is used for things like concrete powder and stuff like that. So that's something I need. A lot of this stuff, like quartz to thing, that's irrelevant because that I can get just from my regular storage system anyway. Blaze rods to 4 blaze powder and some sulfur. That's a useful one, so that's something I may want to put in here. Bones to bone meal. Probably want to automate that, I think. Yeah, because I'm going to have bone meal automated, so I want that. Coke dust, coal coke dust, whatever. That's going to be stuff. These ones, not so much. The ingot back to grit, I don't know that I would need that, but I might. So keep that option open. The ores, it depends on if I can use the grit in the ember system. If I can, then cool, sure, we'll do that. We'll get the extra grit out of it. Basically, all this to say, I don't know if I need to clear out a space underneath here for individual corporeal lines, or how I want to do that. Because I can also, one option I have here is keep them going to their own oak chest, and then have a golem or something. Of course, golems are not working. Have them drop off to a single ender chest. Otherwise, I can literally just replace you with an ender chest and you with an ender chest and call it a day. I'm not sure how I want to do that. Now, as for the Corporea control for this guy, I could rebuild it, but as I'm looking at this, I just realized this redstone line here is powering this cobblestone block. Which means I just need to have a redstone block there, redstone dot there rather, place the comparator here, and crystal cube right here. So let's go ahead and set that. So crystal cube, let's stick you on there. Do I have a cobblestone on me? Of course I don't. Just one, please. Let's see there. So that is close enough to connect, which is good. And you, we're just going to stick a comparator on, which is going to turn it off. Cool. Now, we still need the actual level control, so let's grab our redstone bag again. Oak bookcase and our redstone books. And we're just going to place this, I think, right here. Now, where do I want this? So you are 1 stack. Just cobblestone. I need lots of cobblestone. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 stacks, 32 stacks. We'll go with 32. Yeah, we'll go with 32. So that is right there. So that, we'll keep going for a little bit. Let's just throw a whole bunch of this back in here, since it's already crafted up anyway. Still nothing? Okay. Keep you going. I'm just going to keep filling this up until that's good to go. Which shouldn't be too much longer here. So it's 32 stacks. Just be a little bit easier. There we go. So that turned off. Okay. Perfect. So that's going to just keep filtering in whatever's in there. It's 32 because that's what the maximum storage is on a full-size storage drawer, but the one I'm using is upgraded anyway, so I think it can hold like 114 stacks or something, some obscure number like that. Cobblestone, you are set up. So that being said, this thing here can be broken down, and oak chest, we will have to figure out how we want that set. Right, we actually want that set up sooner rather than later, because if I start using cobble, it's going to try filling this chest, which isn't going to go back to base. So that's a thing I need to worry about. So for now, what I've done, just to have it be done, well, at least have it be working, I've put just regular inner chest down here and over here. Once I get around to actually building the actual crusher in here, then we can decide how we want this sorted. Because basically that's going to have an output. I'm going to have 3 different things in here with an output. They're all going to be going to the same line anyway, just white, white, white. So it makes sense just to probably use, I guess conveyor belts would probably be the ideal thing. I'll still, I think, have to have a basement for the logic controls for the crusher itself, depending on how many items I want to crush. And that is a question that I don't actually have an answer to at the moment. But that, at least, I've got a few automation things over here. They're at least hooked up. I've got a Corporea line branched over here anyway, so if I need to expand, no big deal, I can. That'll work. I think that's about it for, so everything, so you're hooked up, farming line, that is way over there. We're going to have to figure out if we want this to be part of a sewer, if that would make sense to have the sewer system go over there, or not. And I don't think I have any automation up top there that's going to be using comparators that will need, like, Corporea. So I think, as for now, that should be done. In fact, as I'm looking at the time here, yeah, that's definitely done. So it's kind of a very long episode at this point. I'm just kind of doing some stuff here, cleaning up, as well as more farming. It's a small seed I made, Metalite. It basically just makes iron nuggets, which is pretty awesome. For some reason, if I place it directly adjacent to the shimmer petal though, then it pops it out of the ground, so we're going to avoid that. But like I said, we've got our Corporea set up. We've at least got a basic system set. It's able to control things both over in the shopping district as well as industrial. So we've got 2 branches set up. We're going to have to branch over to farming at some point, but that at least gives us kind of the infrastructure we need in order to do some proper automation such as auto crafting, which I think is what we may tackle in the next episode. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.